Hey everyone, I'm Santa Longoria, and welcome back to Timeless Modern. Today's episode, chicken parmesan. Let's start cooking. I've always loved Italian, always loved it. But back in 2015, I went gluten-free for a while, and after being gluten-free for almost 6 months, I tried to incorporate it back into my diet. It turned out I acquired a gluten allergy, which really bites. So that being said, I realized I couldn't live without chicken parmesan, so I decided working on my own recipe. Absolute favorite blend to use. 1-to-1 gluten-free King Arthur. I love this brand so much, and so far out of all the different flours, this happens to be my personal favorite just because of the consistency, the ingredients. I appreciate the flours they use. There's more of a protein ratio to this, and it's already mixed in with certain gums like xanthan gum, which less work for me. So let's get started. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take about 2 cups of flour, or 240 grams if you're measuring your flour. Now this is obviously not baking, it's mixing. You don't have to get this exactly right. Just pop in 2 cups. And if you're like me, sometimes I make for just me and my husband, sometimes I make for a full crowd of 6 people. This entire batter will make about 6 chicken parmesans, possibly even more, depending on how much you want to dunk your chicken in. Sometimes I like to do double breading just to get that nice thick crust, but usually you don't. Reasons why I love this brand of flour. So after we do that, you're just going to take your seasonings over here. I already have it pre-mixed. This is a mixture of salt, oregano, pepper, about 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, about 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1 tablespoon of garlic. I know that's a lot of garlic, but believe me, you want a lot of garlic in this. About 2 teaspoons of onion. And I like to add about a teaspoon of thyme, just to bring everything together. I think it just adds that nice Italian little mix. So we're just going to do that. We're just going to mix it up. You can use a whisk. You can use your hands. Personally, I like to get, I just like to use my hands. Why not? Okay, once that's incorporated, put this to the side, and I need to go get my eggs. I'll be right back. Now that you have your eggs, this is so simple. Just take a few, crack them in here. When baking, you want to crack your eggs in a separate bowl before you mix them into whatever you're baking, so you don't run the risk of any shells getting mixed in. But for this, it's just a simple mix. For this, you are going to want to use a fork. So just give these a little scramble like this, as if you're mixing scrambled eggs. Make sure it just gets nice and incorporated in. Some people use different things to bind the flour to the chicken. I personally like to use eggs. And while that is happening, let's go get the skillet ready. Now, as you see over here, I do have an already breaded chicken parmesan. What you are wanting to do is you really want all the crust to set in. So I have this sitting out for about 15 minutes, so it's perfect and ready for the grill. But I'm going to show you how I made it. Now, there's a couple opinions on how to make chicken parmesan. So, for example, what I like to do is I like to get my chicken flattened to this size. 1, it looks restaurant quality. There's more bang for your buck. 2, it's so thin that it allows less cooking time for the chicken, because this entire side is going to take no more than 5 minutes to fry, as well as the other side. Now, here's the thing. If you just flatten your chicken like this, I personally think it looks messy. I think it falls apart. And 2, it is still too thick in the middle for the chicken to cook all the way through. And you want the chicken to be fully cooked for obvious reasons. So let's try it like this. You're just going to run your knife like this. See, I already have a little area that I've sliced open. What you want to do is you want to slowly open it up like this. There you go. See? Not so hard. Now here is where you can go to town. And I actually like to use this side. Makes it less messy. If you're having a rough day like I do sometimes, this is great therapy. That's just a joke, by the way. If you're having a rough day, please find a therapist or a close friend or someone that you can share your problems with. But this is a great second. There you go. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go to town. It's fine. Your chicken will stay together. But now we have a full chicken breast ready to go. So here's what we do. Take your flour over here. Take your egg. We're just simply going to do this. We're simply going to do this. Dunk it in. You don't have to worry about getting such a strong coat this time because we are going to double dip. Sorry, we're going to double dunk our chicken. So like this. Nice little coating. And now into the egg yolk. And this, you really want to coat your egg. You really, really, really. Now this, you really want to coat your chicken in. Because this egg yolk, all the moisture within is going to soak up all of this flour and keep it together. Okay, there we go. Now, back into the flour and just lightly coat it like this. For this last section, I really like to coat the chicken in a lot of flour because you really want that thick crust. It looks great, it tastes great, and it's going to have a great color once you put it in the avocado oil to fry. And there you have it. Put it off to the side like this and just give it about 10 to 15 minutes for it to come together. So now that the oil is ready to go, you simply have to just take your chicken, place it in here, and just let the oil do the rest. So what I did here is I put a cup of avocado oil into a pan, a nice round pan, slightly deep, just enough to coat this chicken Parmesan. And you'll see as it's cooking, it's looking pretty good. Oh my gosh. The crust already looks fantastic from my point of view. I can't wait to show you guys. What I love about avocado oil is not only the texture and the taste, but it has the highest heat tolerance. So it's perfect for this type of frying. All right, that's been about a few minutes. I would say 3 minutes on this side. It's almost ready to be flipped. And see, what I like about this is that the top part of the chicken is already cooking and the breading on top is already starting to harden as well. What it needs is to be flipped over, and then the frying on the side can really begin. But right now, we are just focused on this bottom side, and the color looks fantastic. You can smell all the seasonings right now. The mixture of the salt and pepper with the oregano and the garlic and the onion, fantastic. So I've had this oil on a medium to high heat to heat up, and I've lowered it to about a medium-low heat. I am now slowly cooking the chicken at a low heat. But all that oil, because it's already heated, it's just doing its job right now. You don't need a lot of heat at this point. So now I'm going to try to flip this. There we go. Do you hear that crackling from the oil and the crust? It's like a symphony in this in this kitchen. Well, now it's ready to be plated. So let's see, moment of truth. Oh my gosh, do you see that? See how beautiful that crust is? Just gonna plate it. And there you have it. Hey guys, we're gonna continue with this video, but first, I am a new YouTuber and this is a new channel and the algorithm really relies on your support. So if you like what you're watching, please take this moment right now to push that subscribe button so I can make more content for you going forward. Also, please push that like button, and in the comment section, please leave your comments. I would love to know if you made this recipe, what you liked about it, what your own personal spin to it was. I really would like to know, and I promise to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much, guys, and let's continue with this video. All right, everyone, the time has come. Let's dress this chicken. Okay, first that we have here, we have this nice and warm. And what I've been doing is I've been warming up some Rayo sauce in a nice pan. Again, if you're making your own homemade marinara sauce, which eventually I will show you on this channel, it's great. But sometimes store-bought is fine. The words of Ina Garten, remember that. Store-bought is fine. And you can't go wrong with Rayos. So I just have it warmed up. I just put this on a low to medium heat for about 5 or 6 minutes, and it just really came together. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put a bit like this on top. You spoon it out of the pan, you will avoid messes. Believe me, you don't want a marinara mess. Been there, done that. And see, there I go a little bit. And just spread that out. Spread that evenly. There we go. There we go. That already looks better. Now, what I have here is some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. You could do the classic shredding on top. I unfortunately don't have any of that today. Eventually, I will do that on this channel. But sometimes if you have a food processor, you can just take some really good Parmesan cheese. I can give a link to some good brands to look out for, but just put it in your food processor, give it a few, and just get it to a shredding point. Or you can buy store-bought. They do sell pretty good store-bought shredded Parmesan cheese. But just take some of this, put it on top like this. Oh gosh, this is so satisfying to watch. I love this part. And just sprinkle a little bit on top, or a lot. If you're like me, I go pretty big on cheese, so don't worry about it. Do what you want with your cheese. And there you have it. There we go. So now that we have this ready to go, you can serve it immediately if your guests are here and everyone's ready to eat. If not, here's what you can do. You can turn your oven to 175 degrees. You can place your chicken on a baking tray and place it in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. What it will do is that the heat, the low heat, mind you, at 175 degrees, will not cook your chicken. It will barely cook it, but you will still be able to hear that crunch, feel that crunch. It will not ruin the texture of your breading. However, it will keep your food nice and warm and ready to go. And there we have it. A gluten-free, guilt-free chicken parmesan ready for the whole family or your friends, whoever's coming to dinner. Everyone will love this dish and they'll thank you for making it. All right, I don't know about you, but I really need to tear into this right now. So, moment of truth. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. If you're not home right now, please go home and make this right now. Treat yourself. I don't even care if anyone's coming in to dinner. Just treat yourself tonight. This is so good. I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for joining me here on Timeless Modern Chicken Parmesan. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Please let me know if you made this or not, and if you liked it. Again, even if you didn't like it and you said, hey, I needed to do this and this and this, whatever it is, please let me know. But enjoy this dish, everyone. Have a good time. I'm gonna continue to eat this. Bye.